Hello everyone, welcome to my video on Mixtape. This isn't really going to be a standard review. I might even have a different title structure for this because it's going to be slightly different compared to my other videos. It'll probably be way shorter as well, but I'm going to get this out of the way. Personally, I enjoyed Mixtape, and no, I didn't get paid off to say this. I'm a 50 subscriber channel. I didn't get no special gift box from not the developers. It was the publisher sending that out. But yeah, personally, I enjoyed it both times I played it. Though, into what I want to talk about with this, I feel like it could have done the story better. I feel like playing through it, it's only 3 hours, 4 hours if you take extra long, but I feel like it's missing something in that 3 hours because we only get like really Rockford's perspective on all the stuff that happens in the story. It feels like we're missing like 2/3 of the story because I feel like if they wanted to like explore these characters better, I feel like we should have had some sections as Cassandra and Slater, because I feel like their perspectives on what's going on in the story with Rockford going to New York, I think that should have been better explored. And as well with Slater, I'm pretty sure it's implied in the game. I could have been misreading the scenes, but it feels like Slater and Rockford are exes or were together at some point, and they just never explore that outside of some scenes. I feel like if they did some exploration into that, that would also make their dynamic better, because they're sort of just played off as the two best friends aside from like 3 moments I think in the story. And also I feel like there's missed gameplay opportunities with this as well, because I mean, like, Slater says he's made an album. I think it would have been interesting if we at least got some mini games where we play as him trying to make the album, because this game already has like interactive mini games that actually like end up being used later on, like the photo booth, the door at the Ritz and everything. Like, you actually see what you did get used in the game. So I figured that would have been a fun way to have more player interaction, because I will agree this game does not have a lot. I think that kind of is a detriment to it, because even say something like Life is Strange, you at least have choices in that game if it's a long stretch of not like really playing anything. But granted, I think if I am correct, the reason why this is mostly just segments split up by gameplay is that this game had a fairly low budget before getting picked up by its publisher. Also, one thing I saw people talking about is the soundtrack itself, how it doesn't actually mostly have songs from the 90s. And I get it's a period piece, but like, and here's something to put it in perspective. We are currently in like the 2020s. Most people, at least, I mean, like, you know, most music listeners or people who enjoy music don't listen to music from this era unless it's a specific artist they're following or some like underground stuff. Because typically, if it's popular music from the era, someone living in that era is not gonna be specifically listening to it. Like the 90s, I know, like Nirvana and everything, stuff like that, that was huge. But you're gonna still have a subsect of people that are still mostly listening to stuff that came decades before it. On top of that, it also adds to the fact that Rockford actually wants to choose like certain kinds of music for the scenes that play out in the game, and just like in general to be a music supervisor. Most of the time when you see like popular songs or songs from an era being used as like needle drops in movies, typically it's mainly to like the soundtrack to sell well. Like, let's do an example for like Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Those movies, compared to the Burton films, are just straight commercials pretty much. And both of those movies have punk rock music that's popular at the time. I mean, Kiss from a Rose by Seal, which actually became more popular after the movie, and then U2's also on Batman Forever soundtrack. I mean, for fuck's sake, Batman and Robin has a Smashing Pumpkins song on it. Like, huh? Why is Batman having a Smashing Pumpkins song on his soundtrack? It's such a random grab bag of music because the artists are well known. Or say like Spider-Man, you have Sum 41, Chad Kroeger, and a bunch of different other bands that appear on that album, and it's just like, it's to make it sell well. Most of the times on those albums, there's a reason why it says music inspired by or featured in, because a lot of the time they're just taking songs that might have taken influence from something related to the movie instead of actually there will be some songs that are actually in the movie, but if you actually like pay attention to movie soundtracks and stuff on CD, you either have movies that have fully needle drop soundtracks like Clerks, where that has been released fully and actually has skits in the middle that have like the full track listing of what's used in the movie. Or then you have like Spider-Man or some other superhero movies where they'll have songs that are used in the movie paired with songs that are basically just selected to help the album sell better in general. Honestly, I think it's more interesting that it doesn't use as well-known songs in its soundtrack rather than just purely like popular needle drops. I do find Love by Smashing Pumpkins interesting though, because that's from Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. Here's my question. Why didn't they use Ode to No One? Because that's like a perfectly angry song for the moment that happens in the game. And also it's like if you read the title, it's literally fuck you in parentheses Ode to No One. That sounds like a way more proper needle drop than Love was in the game. Another thing honestly that I agree with is how the story is structured, because I feel like it's very scattershot with how they present the entire game. Like you just sort of go area to area going through memories. Honestly, I think the best way they could have done it different from this is say have the That's Good intro happen. I think the intro is honestly perfect. That can be the same, honestly. Like have that be the cold open intro, all that, but maybe have it like go back in time before that intro and actually have us experience the memories in like semi-chronological order with maybe some extra bits in between explaining certain things and like exploring certain character dynamic. Maybe we even get to see like Rockford telling Slater and Cassandra about her going to New York instead of just sort of being thrown in the middle of the story with all these character dynamics and everything already established. It feels kind of awkward in my opinion with how it works out. And this game is clearly inspired, and I think even the developers have directly said like John Hughes movies or those types of movies of the 80s and 90s. But honestly, writing wise, it feels more like sanitized Kevin Smith, because I've watched Breakfast Club. I need to watch some more John Hughes movies, but compared to like Breakfast Club, this game really feels like it's a Kevin Smith movie, because it doesn't really settle on like character moments. It really just goes from one thing next to the other, which sort of is how Kevin Smith does his movies, and it also has a similar vibe outside of the set pieces. I feel like honestly, if they leaned more into the realism of the 90s rather than doing the whole John Hughes thing, I feel like it could have helped the game out, honestly, because while I do enjoy the theatric set pieces that this game does often, I feel like it has an identity conflict almost with how it's written and then how it portrays things, because I do like the fantastical elements of the memories, but writing wise it doesn't really feel like those moments fit together. Outside, I think the only one that would fit like a Kevin Smith type deal is the freak segment where you're headbanging in the car, but that also kind of doesn't fit with what I'm talking about, because it also feels a bit silly for a game that's trying to be heavy, though it is a great moment of levity though. It's like the first thing you do if you go to the VCR in Rockford's room, so I don't really get what they were doing there. But yeah, this video is probably a bit scattershot. I probably contradicted myself a few times. I don't have a script for this. I'm probably actually going to start writing like bullet points for my videos now just so I can get them done faster. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Mixtape. I don't think it's a horrible game, but also I don't think it's like the best thing of all time like some outlets are saying. It's a good game that needs work. It's a 7 out of 10 in my books. Not a 10 out of 10, not a 3 out of 10. It's a middle of the road game, honestly. So yeah, that's it. If you like this video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. Leave a comment if you want. I'm curious to hear y'all's thoughts on this game. So yeah, I might leave a preview for my next video. I'm not going to say what it is in case plans fall through. I'm glad Mixtape released when it did, because I probably wouldn't have had a video this month and immediately went to working on my next review, which would have taken forever given the amount of footage I have to get for it. So yeah, see y'all next time.